Hi everybody, this is Prasant Naidu here from Lighthouse Insights. I have invited Pramod Rao, VP Marketing at Zomato. Hi Pramod.
Hi Prasant. I joined Zomato 2 years back as the head of marketing, and before that I was in Bain for 3 years with a consulting background. So when I joined Zomato, it was pretty much at the early stage with like 10 people, and I've seen it grow to where it's today, which is around 550 in strength, and we have like offices in 12 cities now. We have presence in 15 cities across India and the UAE. In terms of what I do or what I overlook in marketing, it's both online and offline. If you've observed what Zomato has done over the past, focus has mainly been online, and we've tried out various mediums. Initially it was more of guerrilla marketing, which was like zero-cost marketing. We did pretty much exhausted all possible things from that, and then we've also tried mass marketing, which is we had a TV campaign during New Year's. We had a recent campaign which was for 4 months where we sponsored MasterChef Australia. We've done some print ads as well. So at Zomato, over the 2 years, I've had the experience of, say, trying out various things across different mediums. What is keeping me busy right now? Definitely one is, our focus is on international expansion. We've just moved into Dubai and Sharjah. We are adding Abu Dhabi, which go live either today or tomorrow. So one is, how do you get users on board in a new city? We've launched cities in India, but international is a slightly different game. So how do we go about that? And the second thing is, we try to do everything in-house. Even when it comes to, say, PR or let's say even creating or distributing the creatives that we do, everything is done in-house. So how do we optimize that? How do we go about, say, with a very limited budget? How do you maximize the eyeballs? It's always on the mind that keeps going. Apart from that, what's going to keep me busy now is that we're going to a phase like where New Year's Eve is coming up. That's the time where we try to get. There's actually New Year's, like last year's, we advertised quite a bit, so that's something on the cards. And next week there are a couple of events coming up, which is as a part of our community engagement activities. So that's called a Zomathon or Food Sprint in Delhi. So that's going to keep me busy as well. Since we launched the event section, the major update has been that we've actually integrated that with a restaurant guide section. So we just focused on events happening at restaurants now. That's something that happened over the last few months. We decided to focus on one thing and do it right. And on the foodie network part here, so what happened was, for say a long time, we were sort of like the discovery platform where you come, you search, and you get options. But there was, and we had pretty much like around, I think at that point, about 3 to 4 million users coming every month. And we realized that, okay, there was no interaction apart from a user writing a review on Zomato. But, since they spend quite a bit of time online, we went back to a whiteboard and we thought, okay, what next? What can be done to make it, say, a bit more interactive? And one thing we decided, okay, let's add a social layer on top of this. People say, like, I could follow you on Zomato, and based on that, if I could get some social recommendations. I mean, search engine is fine. The thing is that in Delhi you have 7,000 restaurants, right? Like if I search restaurants in Delhi, there's 7,000 which pop up, and it would be helpful for me if I know, okay, fine, say you're my friend and you actually recommended, say, V Spot Cafe Bar or say Underdogs or somewhere, and that will sort of pick my interest and I'll read more about it and maybe decide to go there. So that's something we implemented. We added a social layer, which is we used even Facebook Connect and Google as well, and where you can invite your friends. And the response, once that was done, we just looked at how are people using it. So the response has been great. Not only in terms of, say, what people are doing online on Zomato now, which is not just reading through reviews or writing them. They're also we noticed that, okay, apart from following other foodies, the reviews have gone up 5x than what it was before. And in terms of number of followers, so we are when we had started out in during that month itself, week on week, the number of followers was like around 500 to 1,000 per week. Those were the actions being performed. Now we also have, one thing which happened was, we because say if you notice on our homepage, there's this widget which is say the top 25 foodies on Zomato. Now there have been users who have written, I think in Mumbai, Anag, who has written I think around 300 reviews. So we wanted to actually give them a platform like what Twitter does, like your trending topics. So something like that, which says, okay, here are the connoisseurs in the city for you. So, like for example, I follow at least 3 or 4 of the top 5 in Delhi. So what happens is that when I search for restaurants, I get to know, okay, this is what a regular, an experienced foodie goes to. I mean, these are the restaurants where he goes to, or so it's sort of I'll be like, okay, fine, I can vouch for that. I can basically decide based on his activity that okay, I can go to this restaurant. So, so the top 25 is something that has taken off very well, and we've seen that because of that, a lot of the users, even in new cities, they've started, contributing more to be on the leaderboard. I mean, it is sort of, if I, say like I'm a big foodie and I want to be somewhere associated with food, this is sort of like a push to, do it more often. And apart from, we have also this thing which is called the trending restaurants, right? Like, which is my general question, say like, if I go to Dubai, my first question is going to be, okay, fine, I'm going to stay here for 2 days. What are the top restaurants in Dubai? So this top trending restaurants is on a weekly basis, and that helps quite a bit, which, to break the clutter of say like, trying to search from 6,000 restaurants. And that's been, even for the restaurant owners, this is sort of like it's become like a big thing to actually be on the top 25, say of Delhi, NCR or Mumbai. And we've seen several tweets coming in even from restaurants saying that, hey, we're like, in the top 25 this week. So that's been received well. So overall, what I'm saying is that from both the restaurant and the user's side, the social layer has helped sort of connect both the communities even more. The users right now are able to interact. We'll probably add like a search function as well, where you can actually search for your friends on Zomato. Right now, you need to invite them and follow, but there's no search function. We've just started the vanity URL, so like, if you want to have like zomato.com/Prasant, you could go and claim that URL, but you need to be above the foodie level. It's like big foodies, super foodies, and connoisseurs who can have this. So more on the leaderboard, we've classified users as foodies, big foodies, super foodies, and connoisseurs. So connoisseur is a person who is, this is based on the number of reviews submitted on Zomato and number of followers. So it's sort of gamifying the user experience on Zomato. So it's a sort of like, if you've done, if you spend so much time on Zomato, if you spend so much effort, okay, fine, you are like a trusted user, you're a person who people can actually refer to. And this has helped quite a bit, and we see a lot of people trying to move from one level to the next, and it's still growing. We still want to say, okay, fine, if one person goes from big foodie to super foodie, what privileges can we give? So right now it's more of like vanity URLs. We've just added that, and we'll build on that more, in the gamification aspect of it. But overall, the response has been great. I think, even the apps right now have this. We've integrated in the apps as well. If you've checked out the Android and the iOS apps, you can actually experience the same thing from the website.